I'll never forget the day I tried a cheap drugstore shampoo on my tabby Leo. His skin turned bright red, he scratched until he bled, and I spent hundreds at the vet. Finding a cat shampoo that cleans without causing allergic reactions or drying out delicate skin feels like walking a minefield. Today, I'm breaking down the top 5 cat shampoos I've extensively tested on my own cats to save you heartbreak and vet bills. Stick around, because my number 1 pick completely cured Leo's flakiness overnight. 5. Veterinary Formula. When dealing with severe fungal or bacterial issues, a lot of pet owners reach for the Veterinary Formula Clinical Care Antiseptic and Antifungal Shampoo. I bought this during a particularly nasty ringworm scare in our household, hoping it would be the ultimate medical shield for my cats. The formula includes benzethonium chloride and ketoconazole, which sound incredibly intense because, quite frankly, they are. When you squeeze it out of the bottle, you immediately notice it lacks the comforting, gentle viscosity you expect from a pet grooming product, leaning more heavily into clinical territory. As a strictly medicated option, it does aggressively target skin infections. During my testing, I found that it effectively cleared up minor bacterial patches when used exactly as directed, which involves leaving the lather on the cat for a grueling 10 minutes. If you have ever tried to keep a wet, unhappy cat perfectly still in a bathtub for 10 minutes, you know this is practically an Olympic sport. The lather doesn't build up very well either, meaning I had to use quite a bit of product to fully coat my medium-haired cat, leading to a much faster depletion of the bottle than I originally anticipated. However, my biggest grievance with this shampoo is how unbelievably harsh it is on a cat's normal skin barrier. While it eradicated the fungal issue, it completely stripped my cat's coat of its natural oils, leaving his fur feeling like brittle straw for weeks afterward. The scent is extremely medicinal and lingering, which clearly agitated my cat, who spent hours trying to aggressively groom the chemical smell off his body. 4. Oatmeal Dog Shampoo. I decided to test this one because it boasts an impressive list of natural ingredients, and finding a truly hypoallergenic shampoo that works for a multi-pet household is always a tantalizing prospect. Formulated with aloe vera, almond oil, and oatmeal, it promises to soothe itchy, irritated skin, which sounded perfect for my seasonal allergy-prone rescue cat. The texture is thick and creamy, feeling almost like a high-end human conditioner when you pour into your hands. There is no denying that the moisturizing properties of this shampoo are immediately evident once you start massaging it into the fur. The oatmeal and aloe combination did a surprisingly decent job of softening my cat's coat, and the initial flakiness around her lower back noticeably diminished after our first wash. It lathers up incredibly thick, creating a rich foam that lifts dirt and dander away from the skin without requiring aggressive scrubbing. For a moment during the bath, I thought I'd found a hidden gem that could serve both the canine and feline members of my family. Unfortunately, that incredibly thick lather quickly became my worst nightmare when it was time to rinse. Cats already despise being under running water, and this shampoo clings to the fur with such stubborn tenacity that it easily doubled our rinse time. I found myself repeatedly finding soapy residue hidden in my cat's undercoat, even after I thought I had thoroughly washed it all out. Furthermore, while the cherry almond scent is delightful to the human nose, it is intensely overpowering for a feline. My cat was visibly distressed by the strong fragrance clinging to her fur, pacing the house and sneezing for the rest of the evening. 3. Breezytail PetO'Cera. After my frustrating experiences with harsh chemicals and overpowering scents, I was drawn to this shampoo's promise of rebuilding the skin barrier. Formulated with ceramides, which are lipids that help form the skin's barrier and retain moisture, this shampoo takes a more scientific, restorative approach to feline hygiene. Pouring this out, you instantly notice it has a lightweight, silky texture that feels soothing before it even touches the water. During my testing, the difference in my cat's post-bath comfort was night and day compared to the lower-ranked options. The ceramides work beautifully to lock in moisture, and my senior cat, who often suffers from dry, tight skin in the winter, seemed completely relieved after just one session. It washes away dirt and loose dander without aggressively stripping the natural oils, maintaining a perfect equilibrium on the skin. The botanical extracts provide a very faint, natural scent that didn't bother my cat in the slightest, allowing him to return to his normal routine without the frantic post-bath over-grooming. While I have an overwhelmingly positive view of this shampoo, there are a couple of minor things that keep it out of the top 2 spots. Because it is so intensely focused on being gentle and moisturizing, it does not produce a massive, bubbly lather, which can make it a little tricky to tell if you have fully penetrated a very thick or double-coated breed. I had to use a slightly larger amount of product on my long-haired Persian to feel confident she was thoroughly cleaned down to the skin. Additionally, this is definitely a premium product with a price tag to match, making a bit of an investment for routine grooming. 2. TropiClean No Rinse. Let's face it, the biggest problem with bathing a cat is usually the water itself, and this product entirely eliminates that traumatic element from the equation. I was initially very skeptical of waterless shampoos, assuming they would just mask odors or leave a gross, sticky residue on the coat. But after testing this foam on my most water-aggressive rescue cat, my entire perspective on feline grooming was permanently altered. The application process is remarkably simple and practically stress-free for both you and your pet. You just pump a generous amount of the foam directly into your hands and massage it deep into your cat's fur, wiping away the excess with a towel afterward. The formula is specifically designed to reduce dander. I noticed a massive decrease in my own mild cat allergies after incorporating this into our weekly routine. It effortlessly lifts away surface dirt, saliva buildup, and loose skin flakes, leaving the coat looking incredibly refreshed and fluffy without a single drop of water. When you first apply it, the fur does become slightly damp, and for a brief moment, it can feel a tiny bit tacky to the touch. However, this mild tackiness completely vanishes once the coat dries, which usually only takes about 10 to 15 minutes depending on your cat's fur length. The foam features a very light, natural berry and coconut scent that is pleasant for humans but subtle enough that it doesn't trigger a sensory overload for the cat. My previously unbathable terror actually purred during the massage process, treating the foam application more like an extended petting session than a bath. 1. Earthbath Ultra-Mild. After years of testing countless formulas, dealing with allergic reactions, and struggling through stressful bath times, this product emerged as the absolute gold standard for feline grooming. It is purposefully crafted with a less is more philosophy, focusing purely on safe, effective, and exceptionally gentle cleansing. When I first tested this on Leo, my highly sensitive tabby I mentioned earlier, I was holding my breath, but the results were nothing short of spectacular. The consistency of the Earthbath shampoo is absolute perfection. It is thick enough to easily control during application, but spreads effortlessly through the wet fur. It creates a satisfying, luxurious lather that gently lifts dirt, grease, and dander away from the skin without requiring you to aggressively scrub your cat. But the true magic of this shampoo reveals itself during the rinse. Unlike the difficult oatmeal formulas I tested earlier, this shampoo washes out of the coat with unbelievable speed and ease, drastically cutting down the time your cat has to spend in the tub. What truly sets this product apart, and the reason it cured Leo's flakiness overnight, is its incredibly pure ingredient profile. It is totally fragrance-free, meaning there are no harsh essential oils, synthetic perfumes, or overpowering masking scents to irritate your cat's skin or nose. Instead, it relies on natural aloe vera and purified water to soothe the skin while it cleans. After just one bath, Leo's coat was exceptionally soft, his skin was no longer fiery red, and he didn't spend the rest of the day obsessively scratching or grooming himself to remove a lingering chemical scent. The Earthbath Ultra-Mild is the ultimate peace-of-mind product for any cat owner.